Despite what you hear online, lack of mind-muscle connection is probably the #1 reason you have a lagging muscle group. Regardless of how many sets you think you need to develop that stubborn body part, you likely need less than that, but higher quality sets to get those muscle groups growing. And if you still haven't mastered mind-muscle connection, it doesn't matter how many sets you do. You will be wasting energy and recovery ability in the gym by performing a high number of low quality sets. For guys who just can't develop that mind-muscle connection, I have one technique that's been shown to work extremely well over and over again. And that is train the body part that you have poor connection with an isolation movement near failure, and then immediately superset that with a compound movement near failure. A great example here for triceps is the skull crusher superset with the close grip press. By taking the triceps near failure on the skull crusher, even if done with less than perfect form, the triceps will be exposed to a decent amount of fatigue, even if other supporting muscle groups are being used. And by going directly into a close grip press now, the triceps are forced to continue being trained past fatigue or even past failure. It doesn't matter how strong you are on pressing. If the target muscle, in this case the triceps, were trained directly in a set prior, they will be the limiting factor. And in return, as you approach failure, the limiting muscle will feel a ton of lactic acid buildup, resulting in an extremely large pump. This pump over time is what builds and reinforces that mind-muscle connection. And if you're having trouble building that mind-muscle connection, this is a superset technique that I highly recommend you incorporate in your training. It can be applied to virtually any muscle group. For the lats, I recommend a cable pullover, superset directly with a lat pull down. For the chest, a dumbbell fly, superset with a chest press. Just understand that this is a technique to cause a large amount of blood flow, massive pumps, and to develop that mind-muscle connection that you can transfer over to more traditional straight set training, getting more out of each and every set in the gym. This is a technique that can be used in addition to foundational mass gain training, but should never replace it. If you have a lagging muscle group that you just can't seem to connect with, I highly recommend you incorporate at least one movement like this into your training. And if you're looking to build mass using proven old school bodybuilding training methods, I highly recommend you check out my 5-day old school mass gain program in the description below. And if you want to see more of the best original bodybuilding content just like this, make sure to hit subscribe.